Welcome to day 2. I'm super excited that you're here. You guys, every day that you show up for yourself is a celebration. Okay, so every day I'm going to be super excited to have you here because, and the reason that we're going to talk a little bit about mindset and things first before we kind of get into the actual strategies of having peace and feeling like less anxiety and all the things is because if we don't look at the cause of something, it's really hard to find a cure. And so we have to look at what our mindset is telling us, what our thoughts are telling us, what we are actually self-sabotaging, how we might be self-sabotaging ourselves. We have to look at that before we can actually start to look at and dig into actual like physical, tangible strategies, right? So today I wanted to talk about why do people have so much internal resistance when they want to start something, when they're ready to make a change, or why do we fight so hard against it? And I've been there, you guys. I've so been there. In fact, this 90-day challenge, like yesterday's video was start before you're ready, and I'm thinking, yeah, this whole challenge, this whole 90-day thing, I didn't think I was prepared for. God put it on my heart, and I'm like, oh my word, that is so scary. Like as if I know how to do 90 days. But you know what? I'm doing it. I'm doing it anyway. I'm starting, and I'm going to learn it as I go on. So, give me grace, right? But the reason that we have so much internal resistance to starting something new is because many times, like our bodies and our minds remember pain. We remember pain so well, in fact, that sometimes it's easier for us to avoid pain than it is for us to seek out pleasure. And so when we have had experiences, because if you've tried anything in the past, which I'm sure you have, many of us have felt that failure, that fear of like that it's not going to work, right? And many times we probably tried things that didn't work the way that we thought they were supposed to go. And so now we take the pain from the past experience and we forecast it onto the canvas of our future. And now we live from that pain place of wanting to avoid pain. We live in that place, and then we don't move forward. We don't take action. We tell ourselves that we are anxious. We tell ourselves that we have a fear of failure. But I don't really think it's a fear of failure as much as it is just living out the anxiety that we don't want to experience that pain again, right? Of something not working out the way that we thought it should. But here's the thing. If we don't actually move forward, we're never going to know what we don't know. We're never going to know the things that we have to change or the ways that we have to improve. And so that's why we have to reframe. You guys are going to hear me talking about this lots. We have to reframe our thoughts because the Bible tells us to take all thoughts captive to the obedience to Jesus, casting down imaginations, right? And so God is giving us permission to take control of our thoughts and to not let our thoughts control or dictate us. We get to control and dictate our thoughts. Because when we think something, if we speak it, we think it, we act it out. And the reverse is also true. If if all we're doing is thinking things, then pretty soon it's coming out of our mouth, and pretty soon our feet are doing the very thing that we are talking about. And we will bring it. I'm not talking about like manifestation. I'm not talking about any about that stuff. But the Bible does talk to us about where your heart is, where your thoughts, like there's a lot of scriptures that talk about your thoughts and your heart and all the things, right? So we got to get those right. So we need to use anticipation, the energy of anticipation, to override the anxiety or the fear that we call it of starting. So how do we anticipate something, especially if we're scared, right? And this is something that I'm still working on. I haven't actually, got this down to a fine science yet, but here's what I'm trying is, what does a perfect day in my life look like? How do I feel? Where am I? Who am I with? Right? What are some of the highlights? What are the moments? I want to write it down in vivid detail. So I'm still working on mine. I haven't got mine done yet, but I will have it done before the end of this week. And so that is what I want you to do, is I want you to actually write down where's your happy place? What do you love to do? Who do you love to do it with? Like all the things. I want the details, all 5 senses. Remember we talked about that? Oh, I guess that was in one of my other videos, I think. All 5 senses. You need to be engaged with all 5 senses. So what does it your day look like? What's a perfect day? Because you need to use that energy and that anticipation of what could happen to propel you through the anxiety and fear of maybe starting and doing something new, right? So write it down, come into the community, and give us the highlights. You don't have to write the whole thing if you don't want to, but I want to see the highlights. I want to celebrate each other, and I want to see how close you get to that perfect day by the end of this 90 days. I think it's really important, because when we look backwards, like we're going to do some reflection through this whole course of this 90 days, there's going to be some time of reflection, because it's important to look backwards and see what worked or what didn't work so that you can fix it going forward. Okay, so jump in the community, tell us, share with us, tell us what your perfect day is, how you feel, especially how you feel, where you are, what you're seeing, what you're smelling, what you're touching. Like, tell us. This is exciting and very super, super exciting. So God bless, and I will talk to you again tomorrow. See you then.